Auto brokers. If you've been in the game for any amount of time, then you're going to realize sooner rather than later that referrals are simply an unreliable and inconsistent source of leads in order for you to grow your brokerage. One month they're coming in consistently and blowing up your phone, and the next it's crickets. When it comes to serious growth for your brokerage, and I'm talking about growth beyond 30 to 40 cars a month, which is where most people cap out for referrals, there's only one once and for all solution. I'm talking about a silver bullet that will not only help you become the car guy of your area, but it'll help you sell 100 cars a month or more consistently. It's going to help you become a multi-location broker in which you either have an office in multiple states or you operate nationwide, and it's going to turn you into a market-dominating household name in which people will discuss you being an option for them to buy their next car just as much as they would a franchise dealership. And this is all without relying on referrals or word-of-mouth marketing so that you're left at the mercy of your customers bringing you their friends and family. And no, that's not an exaggeration, and that's exactly what we're going to be reviewing in this video. But before we get into it, I want to briefly introduce myself. My name is Mohammed, and I'm the owner of Flagship for Brokers, where we specialize in helping you specifically as a broker scale your brokerage and get more leads and sales online. Over the past 3 years, we've worked with hundreds of brokers across the country in order to help them get more leads and sell more cars online, and we've helped our clients generate over $1 million in car sales profits combined. So in simple terms, you should listen to this video and how we can help you grow, because we've already done it for so many other people, and we've probably come across your case scenario as well. So let's get right into it. I want to start off by actually breaking down the theory of how this entire system works. Brokering is built on trust. And once again, if you're already in the space, you're going to know this. The reason that a customer is going to come work with you as a broker rather than going to their local independent or franchise dealership is because of the fact that they personally have invested their trust in you. They're coming to you because they feel like they're going to be taken advantage of at the dealership, whether it's in terms of the pricing or the servicing experience itself, and they see you as their car guy that's going to help take away all the pain associated with the car buying process. They essentially see you as their internal connection at the dealership, and that is the origin of how brokers have come into existence, and that is how brokers will continue to operate within this space of the automotive industry. And the same way that you can have an in-person interaction with someone and build a relationship in which they further invest their trust in you, and that is what ultimately converts them into buying a car with you, we're going to take that idea and apply it into our marketing online, whether it's on Google, Facebook, Instagram. We still need to earn the customer's trust in order for them to come inquire with you and work with you in order to buy their next car. The first step we need to take in starting to technically apply this is setting up an established online presence. The I know a guy method does not apply when it comes to online traffic, because these are cold, new audiences that are not yet familiar or aware of who you are and what it is that you exactly do. So what we need to do is build what we consider essentially to be your online real estate, or the equivalent of your real estate office in person, but the online version of it. In person, people can walk into your office or the place of, where you work. They can speak to you in person and get all the details they need about the car that they're looking for or the experience that you offer. We want to take that same exact bit of information or experience that you can give them in person and put it in your online presence. The way that you're going to be doing this is by using platforms like Google to set up your Google My Business profile, setting up a website that is comprehensive and gives them all the information that they need, as well as being on the different popular social media platforms, including Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, and then honorable mentions like TikTok and YouTube. You need to make some noise. You need to show that you exist online. Once again, the I know a guy method does not apply online, because we won't have your phone number being passed around by different people from audiences that don't know you online. You need to make yourself established. You need to make yourself known, so that if somebody goes on Google and searches up for the nearest broker near them, you're the guy that comes up. Or if they go on Facebook and Instagram and they're scrolling, your ad is the one that shows up with the latest deals of the week or the month, so that they can come get their next lease with you. After you get your online presence set up, the next thing that we need to do is start pumping life and traffic into this new platform that you have created. The best analogy I can give you to describe the relationship between the traffic and the online platform and presence that you've built is a car and the gas that drives it. By setting up your online presence through Google, a website, and your social media platforms, you've essentially built the car. The traffic and the life that you're going to be pumping into the car is the gas that makes it move. In this specific case, the gas that I'm talking about is going to be the use of content and ads. Content is the use of free videos that we post online that will get views organically through your Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Ads are the direct call to actions and pieces of media that we pay the platforms to run for us, which will directly either target or retarget people that have the potential to convert with your brokerage and buy their next car with you. These are both necessary ingredients when it comes to having this funnel and system work properly, because the organic content will continuously introduce new people to your business for free as long as we're putting up videos and content that appeals to them, and the ads will redirect these people with a direct call to action to make them actually inquire and share their contact information with you if they are not yet prepared to do so. What the combination of the ads and content do over time is take your potential customers and audience through what we call the general awareness funnel. So the funnel consists of a few steps that take a potential customer through the journey of how aware they are in terms of who you are, what you offer, and why you're the solution for their problems. The first level of the general awareness funnel is a lack of awareness. So this is a customer that is yet unaware of the existence of brokers and the convenience that they can offer them, not only in terms of better pricing on the cars that they want, but in terms of the service and the fact that they can help them get their next car from the comfort of their couch at home. These people need to be spoken to in such a way that we're actually just introducing them to the idea of a broker and how a broker can help change their lives. The next step in the general awareness funnel is the problem-aware individual. So this is someone that has probably already had a few experiences with dealerships in the past that they were not very happy with, and they know that a different solution should exist, or perhaps there is something out there, they just don't know what that solution is. They're aware of the fact that a lot of dealerships continuously take advantage of customers and they don't give them the best experience or the best pricing, and they're just aware that problem exists, but they don't know how to solve it, or they're not aware that brokers exist. The next stage of awareness is brand awareness. So this is somebody that is not only aware of the problem, they're aware that brokers are the solution, but they're also familiar with your particular brand. So at this point in time, you're getting a lot closer to already having that customer's trust and converting them. They just need to see a little bit more content, or actually even just see one of your lead generation ads, which is going to directly cause them to click on your link and then share their contact information with you in order to start an official inquiry. The last and final stage of the general awareness funnel is the product or service aware individual. So this is someone that knows the problem, knows that brokers exist, knows your specific brand, and they're familiar with the product or service that you're going to offer them, which is the overall convenience, and it might even extend to the fact that they know the exact car that they want, whether they want to lease or finance. They're going to give you all the numbers that they can afford. You're essentially just fulfilling the order for this customer rather than having to actually sell them or persuade them on anything. The deeper down that you get in terms of the awareness funnel, the easier it is for you to convert these customers over into a car that has been sold. However, the fewer of these customers are. So the reason that we call it a funnel is because there are much more people at the unaware level of the funnel rather than the people that are all the way at the bottom that are product or service aware. So once again, the lower end that you go into the funnel, the higher the conversion rate will be, but the lower the amount of people will be. Whereas the higher up that you go in the funnel in terms of your content and ads in order to grasp more of these customers, the more potential audience pool that there is. However, the less aware that they are. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of extra work with these people at the top of the funnel in order to give them more education and more information and more time for them to develop the comfort and the trust that they need in order to eventually convert with you down the line. Now, this is important information to know when it comes to the general system of how to properly do marketing as a broker, because when you speak with a customer and you can identify the level of awareness that they're at and how close they are to being able to convert and buying a car with you, you can address each customer in particular. This gives you an edge on your competition, because what most brokers do is they get on the phone with a customer, they're expecting or hoping that they know exactly how a lease broker works, and they simply want to hear the car that they want and fulfill the order. There are a lot of customers out there that have the same potential of closing, but they need a little bit more information and they need to spend more time on the phone and need to be addressed at the level of awareness that they have. Now, other brokers, as I mentioned, they won't do that. They won't give them the time of day. They won't go through that extra effort. They'll just hang up the phone and say, I'm going to wait for a customer that's going to come in that's ready to just have me fulfill an order. Whereas you, because you're watching this video and now you have this information, you can identify the level of awareness that this customer is at and address their particular case so that you still end up closing them. Because you might be on the phone with somebody that's at the bottom of the funnel, they need to hear 30 seconds in terms of the numbers that on the car that they want, and if they can afford it, they're going to buy it. Whereas someone that might be at the, let's say, problem aware level, and you're going to spend maybe an extra 10 to 15, maybe 30 minutes on the phone with them, inform them of everything that they need, earn their trust, and you're still going to get that sale that the other broker who's looking for the perfect lead would not have gotten. So once again, by addressing leads at the different levels of awareness that they're at in terms of the funnel, you increase the overall potential audience that you have access to in terms of selling them a car. So now getting back on track with the content and ad system, what we do is we use the content to nurture and educate people at all different stages of the awareness funnel. We then use the ads to convert them and directly give them a call to action so that whether they're ready or not, they at least have some way that they can start to inquire and get on the phone with you. But ideally, we only want to speak with people that have been educated. So we use the content to nurture them until the point in which they're ready to go. Then we retarget them with a lead generation ad so that they're ready to convert and they come in as a qualified lead that gives you a much easier time closing. Now, when it comes to what we call the ads and content flywheel, there's a very specific order of steps that we use when it comes to putting out the system and making it effective. Okay, so it's a 3-step process that consists of, first and foremost, running something we call a visit profile ad. So we're gonna make a set of videos, or we're gonna use some of the content that you already pasted on your page. And it's essentially a simple ad that notifies someone of the existence of your brokerage and what it is that you do, okay? So when this ad shows up on somebody's feed, it's going to be something along the lines of an introduction of you, your company, and the service that you offer and why it matters to them. So whether we're going to really strong on the point of better pricing, better service, and more convenience depending on the customer you're speaking to. The general concept here is that you want to tell people there is a greener side to the grass, okay? There is a better world out there where somebody doesn't have to prepare themselves to get screwed over at the dealership because of your existence. And you're not asking them to buy with you right now. You're not necessarily discussing numbers. You're just saying, hey, if you're in the market for a car, my name is John, I run this brokerage, I'm gonna get you a better price, I'm gonna give you the best service. I have access to the back door of the dealership that you would otherwise never have access to. If that sounds like something that is interesting, whether you're in the market now or you're going to be very soon, or you know someone that could potentially be in the market soon, just give me a follow, check out some of my videos, check out some of the pricing I have available right now in terms of my deals for the week or the deals of the month if you are in the market, and when you're ready to go, you can contact me. That's it. Pretty simple ad, pretty straightforward. You're just making people aware of your existence so that whether they're ready to go now or in the future, you're the guy that shows up on their feed consistently. Because when somebody hits that follow button and you post a video every day, guess what? You're showing up on their feed every day. So whether they're ready now, in a week, or 3 months, they're most likely going to end up moving forward with the person that they've been seeing on their feed every single day. But keep in mind, that's only the first step of our system. The second step is the nurturing through the content. So at this point in time, somebody has been made aware of your existence through the visit profile ad, they followed you, and now because you have the content set up, which will continuously be posted every day, going to be a variety of videos, photos, and posters, of course, they're going to be made more familiar with you every single time that they see you. So let's say the first post is going to be some numbers that you have available for the week. The next post is something along the lines of like car comparisons, so gas versus EV, the Hummer versus the Jeep, the BMW versus the Mercedes, car comparisons that make sense to the relevant audience, or maybe just advice for the car buying process. So avoid doing this, don't do that, do this, look for this, avoid that, or just come have me do it for you as your broker. Or finally, things like the founder story, comedic skits, information on the staff, or staff introductions, so on and so forth. The concept is by putting out a different piece of content every single day, you're going to be the person that shows up on that particular potential customer's feed. So when they are ready to move forward with buying a car, they're going to say, well, I've been watching photos and videos from this one particular brokerage or this one particular car guy in my city. They really seem like they know what they're talking about. They seem like they're going to take care of me, and they have a pretty good track record. I'm going to reach out to them. Now, this takes us into the final step of our system, which is the direct ads or lead generation ads. When somebody is ready to move forward with you because they are familiar with your existence, they've been nurtured through your content over a certain period of time, and they want to inquire with you to buy your car, one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to reach out to you directly through your phone number, an email, a message, or they're going to send you a DM on Facebook or Instagram. Or what we do, which is the highest converting option when it comes to getting people to actually directly take action, is we're going to retarget them with a lead generation ad. So this is going to be another type of photo, video, poster, or a certain type of media that's going to tell them, listen, you're familiar with our existence, you've been watching our content for some time, you're re-seeing this ad, you're being retargeted by this ad because we have data through our targeting that tells us that you're currently in the car market. You're currently shopping for a car and you're ready to move forward with something over the next 1 to 2 weeks. We here at ABC Brokerage have access to the following pricing for this month. Okay, so this is when you would list the pricing you have on your BMWs, your Hondas, the car deals that you've essentially gotten from your dealership network for that month. If any one of these numbers or any one of these models appeals to you, click below to get the specific numbers for your particular credit case. Or if you have any other car that you'd like to inquire for, also click below because we're a brokerage and we can get you any car in the world, okay? So the reason that these types of ads are very, very effective and perhaps more effective than waiting for someone to reach out to you is because you're prompting them to take action. It's really that simple. A lead generation ad will only show up for someone when the algorithm from Facebook and Instagram believes that they're at the highest possible level of conversion. As in, this is someone that has already been nurtured by your content for some time and they're ready to essentially click that link below and give you their name, phone number, and email. Now that's very convenient for you because you now have a new lead that you can contact and start the sales process with them as you would with any other lead. However, this is going to be a very highly qualified lead because they've already been seeing your content, they've spent some time with you, and they might even be in a position which they'll hold a sense of loyalty to you whether you sell them a car or not. This is very revolutionary for a lot of brokers because a lot of brokers just sit in a pool of thousands of other brokers where they have no way to stand out or differentiate themselves from their competitors. So they often end up stuck in places where they're getting price shopped. So this is a case in which the customer recognizes the broker I'm speaking to now is like the 10 others that I've worked with, and I know all of them are going to give me a different price. I'm just going to hop from one broker to another until I get the best price out of all 10. The customer does this because they have no sense of loyalty to you. They don't trust you specifically. They don't know you specifically. They haven't worked with you before in the past to see the level of convenience that you offer them, which will make them think, even if I'm paying a few more dollars, I'm doing it for the peace of mind this person offers me. They don't yet have that relationship with you. You can start to simulate that relationship, even if it's a customer that's working with you for the first time, through the content, because guess what? They've already been seeing your face show up on their feed for the past 2 weeks to 3 months. So even if it's a customer that is speaking to you for the first time, they will have that sense of loyalty, and you're only going to get their information by them being retargeted through the lead generation ad, assuming they already trust you from the content. So this is why both the content and the ads together is a very potent fix, okay? You introduce new people to your business consistently, they get retargeted and nurtured through the content, and then we prompt them to directly take action and start working with you and establish communication with you through the lead generation ads. This system in particular is the same system that we've been applying for our clients over the entire country for the past few years, okay? You might even know a few brokers yourself that have been applying this system, and that's how they're able to sell consistently 100 cars a month or more. You have all the different ingredients that you need to not only sustain the brokerage, but also continuously grow it. And this is not even mentioning referrals, guys. Keep in mind, all through cold traffic, what we're doing is consistently introducing new people to our business. We're nurturing them over time, and then we convert those customers through the lead generation ads. And even from just the visit profile ads alone, you're gonna have people that are ready to convert on the spot. You have customers that are gonna be nurturing so they convert with you in the past. You're essentially guaranteeing your future. And from there, once those people convert, whether it's because they've reached out through a piece of content or because they've been retargeted through a lead generation ad, which ends up being the method through which you get their contact information, we haven't even taken into consideration referrals. We all know that when you get a new customer in the business and you do well by them and they're very happy with the experience, they send you their friends and family, but it's not always consistent, right? Sometimes people do it and they'll be the reason that you get an extra 10 sales. Other people you'll never hear from again until the next 2 to 3 years when they need their next lease. What we're doing, however, by continuously introducing new people to the business is you're unlocking more of these potential referral circles, right? I like to call them referral circles because when one customer comes and they are a referral person, they like to refer friends and family to businesses that have helped them out, they come with a circle of people. And every new customer comes with more of these circles. So that is how you establish scale. You're essentially continuously introducing new people to the business that will unlock more of these referral circles for you. And that is how you take yourself from 50 cars a month to 100 cars a month. Because you might have already gotten to 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 cars a month to your direct circle or community, but you've tapped out because the reach of your direct network specifically is limited to those people consistently, right? So whether it's the customers that you first started out with that are renewing or the extent of their friends and family, this is why you cap out, because you're relying on the circle and the network within your limited area, not taking into account there's still the rest of the country, in America at least, of 300 million other people that still need cars and would benefit from having a broker be the person that helps them get that car. So this is the system that we use to reach them. If you're in New York, you have potential with customers in California. You just need to run the ads and establish the online presence for them to know that you exist and for them to be nurtured over time into the trust they need in order to work with you as that broker. And here's the best part about the system, guys. There's no limit in terms of the growth that you can accomplish here. Depending on the abilities of your team and the budget that you can afford to spend, we can always make more content and spend more money on ads and build the team that can handle that fulfillment, and that will help you get from 50 to 100 cars a month or more. It doesn't have to stop. There are 300 million customers across the country, as I mentioned, and these are people that all need cars. They can either continuously go to the franchise and independent dealerships, or they can come buy their car through you as the broker. Keep in mind, dealerships themselves already spend billions and trillions of dollars on advertising. They're not stupid for doing that. They're doing it for a reason. It's because this stuff works, and they're the ones that already have an understanding. They're a little bit ahead of brokers in this understanding of the fact that when you build a brand, when you build a trusted brand, and you establish that brand online in the same way that you would in a one-on-one in-person interaction, you simply replicate the trust aspect that you develop in person, but now you're doing it online, and because it's online, you have that nationwide reach. So brokers are essentially just catching up when you start to apply the system that we're talking about in this video. Brokers are catching up to the knowledge that dealerships have already had for decades. Now, the reason that the ads and content flywheel, right, in terms of setting up your online presence and then setting up the ads and content flywheel is such an effective, and as a matter of fact, I would go to the extent of saying it's the once and for all marketing solution for you as a broker, is because of the fact that we are relying on the main principle of why brokers exist, which is trust. As I mentioned earlier in this video, brokers exist. They've come into existence and they're going to continue existing because of the fact that customers trust you in a particular way that they don't trust the rest of the automotive industry. We are playing on the same strings that you would use in a one-on-one in-person interaction in which you want to earn that customer's trust in order to do business with them, but now we're just applying it online and taking advantage of the fact that when you're online and you're utilizing social media, you can expand and have outreach that goes through the entire country. The most notable part about applying this system for brokers that I've seen across the country is the guys that do end up applying it stand out from their competition in a way that can't be put into words. A lot of brokers are doing the same thing, and that's why they don't stand out from each other. The way to stand out from the amount of saturation in 2026 and beyond is the fact that you're willing to do what many others aren't willing to do, which is spending the time, energy, and effort to build a trustworthy brand so that customers are continuously inquiring with your business whether they know you or not because they've been nurtured into doing so. And same way they would have applied the principle of trust in person, and you would have gained someone's trust over time, which is then what makes them do business with you, you end up doing it online. A lot of brokers aren't willing to do content, aren't willing to invest the time, but they simply don't have the vision to believe in the fact that you can build a trustworthy brand online, even if it's with a customer that you've never interacted with before. However, the guys that do, not only are they selling 100 cars a month or more, but they have special access to benefits that no other broker has access to. They're able to recruit sales teams and managers that actually stick with them long term and don't just leave them after a short while. Now, this is something that I actually think deserves a video of its own, but a lot of brokers have a hard time expanding because of the lack of fulfillment ability, okay? They don't even lack the ability to generate leads. They lack the ability to fulfill the amount of cars that come in because they won't hire people. And the reason they don't do that is because salespeople come in, they learn everything about the business, they realize brokerages aren't that hard to start, and they go start their own. And for that reason, a lot of brokers operate as a one-man show because of the fact that they just can't trust a salesperson to stay with them. The ultimate solution to that is having such a big household name to the extent that the salespeople that come in realize they can't replicate this easily. It's not to say that they can't start a brokerage at all, but they realize I'm already a part of a mammoth that would take me years to try to copy if I tried. I'd rather have my share of the pie of this big established brand and this big established name rather than having to build that trust and that connection in the network by myself. It's the same concept that the franchise brands are applying. There's a reason that salespeople will work with these franchise brands and stay there for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's because of the fact that they realize they're part of Porsche, they're part of BMW, they're part of Toyota. They can't leave such a big household name. They can't go recreate a franchise brand on their own. And that's essentially the same effect that we're applying here. And once again, if you don't believe that you can create that for your brokerage, you're limiting yourself due to a mindset issue. You can, in fact, create a brokerage that has such a strong household name that is discussed over dinners by people, and it makes your team want to stay with you because they'd rather have their share of the pie in your brand rather than trying to start their own. And by extension of that, the next thing that I want to talk about that is a benefit of building a brand for your brokerage through ads and content is the potential for expansion is unlimited. You can become a nationwide broker by conquering multiple localities. If you start out in your general area and then you go conquer the next zip code and the next zip code and the next zip code, before you know it, you have an entire city and you have an entire state, and now you're in multiple states. And you can become a nationwide household name. This is all possible in one office and one location that you're going to be running everything out of because you're utilizing the outreach and the power that social media and ads and content and an online presence can give you. You don't need to be traveling to different areas. You don't need to have multiple dealership locations. You already know all the benefits that being a broker is going to give you. But now you take advantage of that even further by realizing brokers in truth are an online business. You're operating something that's through your phone and your computer. You don't need to go everywhere, but at the same time, you have access to speak to the entire country. And if you're a broker that's already been in the space for any amount of time, you probably already knew everything that I'm telling you about. You just haven't done it yet because you haven't recognized that this is the ultimate solution, or you're procrastinating it because you think there's a better option that's going to come around. Take it from me as someone that's already spoken and worked with hundreds of brokers across the country. There's nothing that is more potent for your marketing system rather than building an online trusted personal brand through the ads and content that you can post as a broker. Now, if everything you've heard up until this point in time resonates with you, the next step that you're going to be thinking of is how can I start to apply this for myself? You're a broker that's at the 30 to 50 car a month stage and you're looking to expand and you're looking to start applying some of these things for yourself because you see how it can help you grow. And my team and I can help you do that. As specialists for brokers specifically, as I mentioned, we've already been working with brokers for the past 2 to 3 years and applying these systems for them and helping them scale their brokerages with methods that they otherwise would not have been able to use without our help. What we can do with you when you work with us to help grow your brokerage is we establish a partnership in which we do parts of the equation and you do parts of the equation to ultimately push the brokerage past that 40 to 50 car a month plateau. Through a combination of consulting in terms of helping you grow the brokerage on the back end and set up your content and the ad system that we run for you, we can unlock that consistent stream of leads and car sales for your brokerage that will help you grow to 100 cars a month and beyond. This is a system that we've perfected through tens of case studies before you. And if you're watching this video, you're probably a case that we've already come across and actually helped them grow and expand. So if you're interested in speaking with me and my team about how we can apply this system to your brokerage specifically and show you the potential that it's capable of, I want you to click the link that's available below in the description, choose the time that works best for you, and we'll get on a call in which we can show you step by step how this system will apply to your company specifically and how it's going to help you break out of the plateau that you may be experiencing right now and take your brokerage to 100 cars a month or more. I look forward to speaking with you if you end up taking action, and if not, we're going to be continuously posting videos on this channel, so make sure to subscribe so that you'll be notified when we upload the next video.